Hello students, Miss Slyman here, and now we're talking about optimization problems. So there's a few different types of optimization problems you might see. And this first example is trying to get the highest mark possible. So we're looking for a maximum value if we see highest mark. And of course this is a quadratic. So really, if I think about the shape of this quadratic, I know it's got a y-intercept of 20 and it's pointing down, which makes sense if I'm looking for a maximum. So I've got a y-intercept of 20, I've got a negative parabola, maybe it looks like this, maybe it's actually this way. And I could figure all of this out because I know that my line of symmetry, my axis of symmetry here, I've got H and M, and we're looking at hours studied and marks on an exam. So I know that this line here is going to be negative b over 2a. So we've got, what is that, 25 over 8. So it is positive. I've got 25 over 8 here. So I could find my maximum this way by finding m of 25 over 8. But of course this is the calculus unit. So I'm going to use calculus to find it. So how much time should I study if I want to get the highest mark? Well, that should end up being my 25 over 8 hours, or 3.25 hours. So let's see if we can find that with calculus. The derivative in terms of h is going to be negative 16h plus 50. Of course, my max is when the derivative is equal to 0. So that happens when h is 50 over 16, which again is going to be my 25 over 8, or not 3.25, that'll be, what is that, 1/8, which is 125. So there's my height, and what's the highest mark I can get? Well, again, I'm going to plug that into the original, my 25 over 8, and whatever that ends up being would be my maximum mark. Does more studying always lead to a higher mark? Well, we can see that this function goes from increasing to decreasing. I could talk about that in terms of the derivative, that for h, and that would be between, obviously we're not going to study for less than 0 hours, so 0 less than h less than 125, then my m of h, the derivative is positive. So in this case, for this set of hours, studying more makes sense. So marks are increasing, so study more. Or we could say study up to 3.125 hours. The more you study, the marks are actually decreasing. And this makes sense. If you're spending more time studying than you are sleeping, you're going to go into your test and you're not going to do as well. So that's how we explain it in terms of the calculus. I could also explain it in terms of the real life situation.